Fight Week Show fans, Fight Week Show people then. And look what the Cats did. We got Modestas, the bounty Gladiator, Bukauskas. How you doing, my brother? Big Mody.
Very, very good, my man. Even better now that I'm speaking to you, sir.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for pulling up again, as you always do. Fantastic. And I want to congratulate you before we even move on with the Gladiator Diaries. What you got going on? No, it's a
I appreciate it.
It's a wicked channel. People go and check it out. We're gonna have the links in the description. And you also got it moving with one of our guys, Paul Ditch, the Bloody Good Show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, my man. I got to give a massive thank you as well to Carl Diamond, because it was actually him that started that up, and that was his idea to get it up and running. And obviously he's the technical whiz. I'm just the man who talks a lot of crap. So do you know what I mean? You got those two working together, and you got quite a team. So it's working out really good. Like I say, we'll definitely get more guests on as time goes on. But yeah, it's been fun, man. I'm enjoying it, and long may it continue and unfold and get even better with better backdrops.
100%. I mean, we like your takes on there, and a lot of the advice takes, even my bookie that you obviously advertise on your socials, so everybody can go tune into that, go and look into it, and go and support it as well. You know what I mean? Because if people are taking notes of your background, that board right there, that's a board that's got ambitions, that's got milestones, that's got, I can see it right there. Can you tell us a little bit more about that board behind you, brother?
Bro, so I've got two boards actually. The board up top is my long-term goals, and the lower board is like sort of my short-term, or like goals that are a bit quicker to come in the future. And yeah, man, like I say, manifestation, speaking things into existence, doing things that are necessary in training in order to get to get the result, and at the same time just putting it out there, man, putting out there what it is that you want, what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to achieve. You know what I mean? And like I said, there was a time where I had to scrap my vision board because I felt like nothing was going right. But in reality, the vision board at the top was still in motion. Although the vision board on the bottom wasn't, the vision board at the top was still in motion. Even after I got injured, I still used the board to write down my goals for like short term. So, everything started coming back to fruition. Everything started coming true again. The vision board started blessing me once again. But in a way, it's always been blessing me. I feel like just because some of the short-term goals weren't achieved, the long-term goals were still, like I say, in motion. I actually got written up there, back in UFC by 29 years old, with a record of 13-5, and that's already happened. You know what I mean? So I've got many things left to accomplish. I've got, I'll always be changing the bottom half of that board regardless. And even the top half of the board, I'll still have certain things that I'll probably have more like towards my attention, or things that I want to achieve even more. But, the more you sort of focus on those things, the more you do the things that are necessary in order to achieve those goals. And at the same time, man, the universe is powerful. So you keep putting it out there, it will definitely come through.
100%. I mean, for me, I say to you all the time, and this ain't no cap. Like, you're a walking inspiration. I swear to God.
Appreciate you, bro.
Every time that I see you or get to speak to you, there's just something new, something to learn, something to improve you as a person. And you definitely put that out there in abundance, man. And people definitely need to try to take a leaf out of your board, if you like. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, I ain't no expert by any means. I'm still learning in this game. Do you know what I'm saying? not just in the fight game, in the life game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's
100%.
many things. I'm sure everyone. But this is the thing: we're looking for constant improvement. Perfection can never be reached.
No.
But all we can do is strive to get there as much as possible, get as close as we can to it. So if that means by every day trying to just level up and improve all the time, some people it happens later, some people it happens earlier. But whenever it does happen, you just got to fully embrace it and take the life lessons that come with it, man. And I'm enjoying the process, bro. Like I say, the journey is what makes everything so special. It's the journey,
Yeah, man. 100%, man. And the people that's your constant on that journey, I shout them out every time, man. Like the other day, I saw one of your pics there with your brother Will. I mean, like I said, I swear to God, it could cast for the Hulk fucking movie right there in that picture there, man. Shout out to Will Drago, man. Big up to Will Corey. These people that are there with you, you got this battle again, preparing to go to war on the 4th of November with Vitor Petrino. How are you feeling about that fight? And if anything, what are you looking to do differently, or you looking to do more of the same? Like, how are you feeling going into this battle now?
I feel like I've definitely leveled up in a couple of different areas. I've learned to become a bit more fluid with my movements. I've had shoulder surgery, I've had nose surgery.
Yes.
So there was at one point thinking, will we have enough time and this and that? But I feel like everything has come together at the right time, and it will come together at the right time. I feel like I'll peak right when I'm supposed to. Whereas previous fights, I'm always at my peak, trying to stay at my peak all the time. Whereas now I feel like I will get to that top echelon of strength, endurance, and everything. And everything just keeps improving every week. I've still got another, 2 weeks of hard training left. 3 weeks till the fight, 2 weeks of hard training left, and I still feel like I'm just inching towards the top part of it, and it will be at that top part of it when I go into the fight, which is actually perfect, which is exactly what you want. I think it was a bit different this camp because obviously, like I say, I had to have surgery, so I didn't have that off-season time. The off-season time that I've had before, where I could just literally just go to training and just do whatever the hell I wanted, like literally just try and do a bit of jiu-jitsu in the gi, try and do a little bit of wrestling here and there. Obviously, I wasn't able to do that because of the shoulder and then obviously the nose, so I had to sort of change it up a little bit, and you kind of just focus on just visually just watching things, and then when you go back into it, you realize people have been obviously leveling up in their areas as well, so it makes training a little bit more difficult for me. But like I say, in sparring, I'm definitely seeing everything come together right when I need it to, which is what we want. This week will be the last week of sparring, to sort of put the last few little notches, little things that need like a little bit of application, and then this is it. But everything feels like it's firing all cylinders. This has been a different sort of training camp, but a very productive one. And again, we're always overcoming obstacles, we're always overcoming adversity, and we're always finding a way. We're finding a way to get it done, and that's exactly what we're going to do on November 4th. We're gonna get it done.
Fantastic. I mean, you mentioned there just now, in regards to your surgery, a lot of people that follows your page would have seen it as well. You was out there with the strap and the nose surgery on your nose. How quick was the recovery process? Quicker than you thought it'd be?
Yeah, I mean, I think with every recovery I've had, all the doctors are always wondering, like, how the hell is this guy managing to do all this stuff so quicker than what we expected? And it's mad because at first they'll say, oh, it's going to take you 2 months, and then the next time you see them, oh no, it's probably going to be more like 3 months, and this and that. And then just doing the physio, doing the appropriate things. And like, my dad's very good with his strength and conditioning. He's been leveling me up bit by bit, week by week, strength by strength, to again, like the last strength and conditioning session we've had, I've performed at the best that I've done, and I've been able to do the certain movements that I wasn't able to do, you know, a couple of weeks ago. So again, everything's peaking at the right time. Everything's getting to the tip of the iceberg, you know, as well as we can possibly do. I mean, my recovery's been quite linear, I'd say. Sometimes it's been a bit more volatile, you know. This time it's been a bit more sort of a straightforward approach, maybe with one little hiccup at one point, but that hiccup just made me a little bit more strong. And the nose and stuff like that, like, I'm just going to be an even better version. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's like a car having a load of upgrades. Do you know what I mean? Add in that extra nitrous. Do you know what I mean? Add in the paint job, you know, and all this kind of stuff. So the body is very good at adapting to circumstances and environments. People often underestimate themselves. I think David Goggins is a great example of one of those people who was able to adapt to his surroundings and just kind of not give a fuck. Like he just whatever the situation throws at him, he's able to just push through it. Mentally, he has some almost psychotic, like, do you know what I mean, vibe going on, but that's what you need. I was watching a video today about like Tiger Woods and John Jones and you know, these guys that are, and like Michael Jordan, and these guys are like, you know, they've got a proper like hardcore dark side that they use to their advantage in order to get themselves to the peak and the pinnacle of their sport. And yeah, I think this is definitely the case here. I've definitely got a bit of a crazy maniac mindset, even with recovery, trying to do sometimes more than I should be doing, but I'm like, nah, well, I'm recovering. I'm getting there. Do you know what I mean? When people underestimate me and think I can't do something, that gives me even more fire and fuel to prove them wrong. And I believe that is part of my dark side, is people always counting me out. People always, you know, kind of looking at me in a bit of like, he's all right, but he's not up there. Okay, cool. Well, get ready for the dark side to come out, because when that comes out, it's a very scary Modestas. And like I say, I'm looking forward to bring that out even more so when the time comes for the fight.
Absolutely brilliant. You mentioned the dark side there, and this is something your fans, us, that people that ride with you, that really rock with you, we've seen since coming back to the UFC. You know, you've had 2 unanimous decisions. One of them was on a short notice fight as well, on your debut on enemy territory. What can we expect going into this fight? Again, going to claim another scalp in, and it seems like you're making a habit of this now. Just love going to people's backyards and terrorizing them over there. What can we expect?
There's something primal and like energetic, and I don't even know what kind of words to even describe it, but like I almost feel like a conqueror of lands. Do you know what I mean? I'm going over to other countries and taking people's scalps and bringing them back home as a trophy, as a reward to my people. You know, it's almost like this. At the end of the day, if you want to earn respect, the best way to earn respect is to be able to overcome, like I say, the largest odds. I've already done that with the injury, and now I'm doing that in another way by going into people's backyards where the crowd is on their side. I do feel this to a very great extent. Like they say in Gladiator, you know, in order to earn your freedom, you must win the crowd, you know? So what better way to win the crowd than go to a place where they're going to be booing you? They're going to be hostile. They don't want you to win. They want to put you in the worst mental frame possible. They're going to test you mentally. Really mentally, they're going to test you the most. So like, how resilient are you? How tough are you? How strong are you to completely block that out or use it as energy in order to put that onto your opponent? You know what I mean? So these are all challenges that are only going to make me better. I'm thankful for these challenges. You know what I mean? Other people look at it like, oh my God, you know, this is a gimme fight for the hometown guy. This ain't no gimme fight. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I understand that they are trying to make, you know, matchups that are going to, you know, that are going to wow the crowd for their hometown. But unfortunately for the hometown crowd, I'm coming with full ferocity, full intensity, and I'm gonna take the win against the hometown boy. Like I say, he's He's very explosive, very powerful, very athletic, a very great fighter, very skillful, undefeated. But all of those things can be overcome. All of those things can be dealt with. And I'm the man to do that.
Can I ask you, based on, some of these experiences that you've had going to people's backyards and their hometown, fighting in front of their home crowd, does it feel at the end of it, especially when you've had your arms raised, do you feel in some way that you've kind of stolen some of his fans? Because if anything, they earn your respect.
Well, this is it. Yeah.
The fight's done.
This is how it has to be done. Like I say, this is how you become a global superstar. Sean O'Malley had to go to Abu Dhabi to beat PT on. He gained followers from Abu Dhabi. You have to go to other places. You have to go to Vegas to gain more followers. Brazil is a massive country, so you've got to go over there and with an amazing performance, you can, like I say, you can lift and get the energy from the crowd. You want to be loved and hated by everyone. Do you know what I mean? But the more people that are interested, the more people that are watching, the more people that are going to be kind of entranced by what it is that you're doing. Do you know what I mean? They're going to follow the story because they're like, hold on a minute, this guy did this and that, and
right.
They're going to pay attention to you more. You need more people to pay attention. You need more eyes on you. And obviously, if I can branch out to another continent, why not?
You're one of the stories, especially at 205, the division that you're in, and there's a lot to be said about your journey back into where you're heading to right now. And it's been so fantastic to see all your recoveries, times when you're on the crutches, you got strap on your arm, you got bandages on your nose, you got the scars, you got the war wounds to prove it. What's your like you said, long-term plans in terms of looking to break into the top, say the top 5? What's the natural progression to get there? How long are we?
So I've got to take out Vitor Petrino impressively. I can't just go out and win by decision. I feel like my last 2 fights were good. Okay, I felt my way back into the UFC, but now I need to put on something impressive. I can't just go out here and just win. You're not going to get enough pull from that. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get enough traction from that. You've got to go out and win impressively. So that is the job for the next fight. I've got one more fight in my contract. So after this, so I believe I would have earned my right to fight in my hometown.
Yes.
I believe I would have earned my right to fight in London. I don't think there's any two ways about it. Fighting 3 guys in their home country. I believe I deserve my shot now to branch out more to the UK crowd, because I don't feel like not many people know about me yet. So, it's time for people to know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my job, to go out there and perform, and then that will all come to fruition. Once I've had these 2 fights, renegotiate another contract. I'll be looking to fight a top 15 guy from there.
Yeah.
So, it's a very natural progression. Top guy, he's ranked above me. This is my next fight. Another guy ranked above that for the next fight. And then top 15. And then we start taking literally anyone in the top 15. At that point, you just got to beat everyone in the top 15.
Yeah.
Anything leading up to that, you're just literally just taking on name by name who's higher than you. And then, and then it gets to the point where you're fighting the top 15 guys. And then, then you just got to take them all out, and then, probably 3 wins in the top 15, and that will give you a title shot. And again, how entertaining are you? How interesting are your finishes? How big are the fights that you're winning? Like, what are you doing out there? Are you winning by decision, or are you knocking them out? Or are you submitting them? So that's down to me. I've got to go and get the finish. That's what's going to bring the attention. And I understand that. That's part of the game. This is the entertainment business. This is the sport. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to embracing all of
that. I love how candid and shooting from the hip in terms of where you need to to get to, and being realistic with it, and knowing the challenges that also comes with it, because you're in the entertaining business, like you said, and fans look for finishes and finishes and more finishes, and that's one of the ways to steal a fan base, if you like, from another fighter. So that's something that we're looking forward to. We're definitely looking forward to that. I want to ask you this. I call you Big Mody all the time. Right? Would you rather say, like, you had to maybe move divisions? Would you rather go down to like 185, because I know how big you is, or would you rather consider fighting at heavyweight? For example, like with Paul Craig, who's now gone down to like middleweight.
Yeah. I'd rather go up, if anything. I'd rather be able to eat. I'd rather, and to be honest, mate, like, you got to look at the divisions. You got to look at the depth of the divisions, the depth of the skill sets of the divisions. You got to look at the attributes that are presented. Middleweights are, technically a bit better on the grappling arts, and they're a bit faster, right? In terms of technique, I'm talking when grappling, but in terms of strength and power, you got that going in the heavyweight division, especially with the wrestling side as well, so it's realistically, it's just like, I think with the way that my training's going and the way that I generally try and do things, I think going down would be a detriment to myself, whereas going up, having a speed advantage, not having to cut any weight, and being like full and like explosive as much as possible, it will only be a help or a positive for not only my training but my skill set as well. And being a slightly lighter guy may not be such a bad thing, as we've seen with Jelton Almeida, who's fighting on the same card as me. He's done an amazing job at heavyweight. So like I say, these are definitely things to think about for the future. But of course, my mind is completely set on light heavyweight for the time being. But of course, every guy's dream is to be a double champion in the UFC, since it's just been done by only a couple of athletes. So in order to separate yourself from the crowd, you want to do the same. So that would be definitely one of the things that I'll be looking to do, like, further on down the line. But my interest and my goals lie very solely with the light heavyweight division as of right now.
100%. We feel that. What areas do you feel like you've improved since people have, since your last showing? What areas do you think, when we see you fight next, we can say, oh yeah, you know what, Big Mody is looking better here, man. Big Mody is looking better.
Well, one thing, I've not got quite such a wonky nose. The nose is a little bit straighter than normal.
Definitely improvement there.
The airwaves are definitely a lot better. In my last fight, I was at not even just my last fight, I'd say my last couple of fights. I remember when I just came back to fighting, I had, after the Khalil fight, I did have my nose, reconstructed on the inside as well. And after that fight, and then I got it broken a couple of times in training, and that actually messed up my airwaves. So my last 4 fights, I've been fighting with a restricted breathing. I've been training with restricted breathing, and I've still managed to do what I've been doing. So now I've got the full oxygen tank. You can expect me to see me to have like an extra gear. I wouldn't necessarily say, because my cardio's always been good, but that extra gear, that gear where you need to just like put a little bit more, like put a bit more foot on the pedal, I'll definitely have some of that. Look, I had to overcome a lot of demons at the Apex in my last fight, having my leg completely torn to shreds there before. There was a lot of things that I had to overcome mentally, subconsciously, which I did, because I managed to get the win. I had to overcome adversity in the fight, tripping on the cage early on in the fight, which everyone seems to think was a knockdown, which is complete and utter bullshit, because I know that I was annoyed that, I tripped on the cage. Yeah. He may have caught me with a punch before that, but I definitely tripped on the cage. I still managed to get back to my feet. Another mistake, I got tripped back down, but I got back up to my feet. And then, we did what we had to do. I landed the more effective shots. Yeah. So that was a fight where, like, literally I had to overcome a lot of things mentally. So I think this fight, you're just going to see the full version of the Baltic Gladiator. We've got a big cage now. We ain't got those demons. Yeah, you're going to have a Brazilian crowd booing you, but what? Is that it? Do you know what I mean? I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm in there to fight. Do you know what I mean? The gladiators were all getting booed because people want them to die. It's the same here. They want me to die. Do you know what I mean? They want me to have my head chopped off. Yeah. They want me to be shown as a trophy to the people. You know what I mean? But of course, we ain't gonna let that happen. You know what I mean? So, but then, like I say, you win the crowd, you win everything. So the way to win the crowd is by putting on an amazing performance and going out and taking out their guy. That's the only way you take the momentum. So these are things that I'm all, like I say, I'm all very looking forward to. I feel like my mindset is stronger. My skill set and my blending of techniques is probably better. Yeah. So, like I say, I think you will see a definitely improved Baltic Gladiator. One that's already had certain skill sets, but haven't been shown before. Yes. Now they will be shown. So, like I said, I'm just looking forward to it because it will be an explosive fight. I've got a very dangerous opponent. I'm looking forward to the clash of the titans.
Yeah, man. This is something we're definitely going to be rooted and be watching and try to soak in everything that you've been working on. And while you put them on display, it's definitely going to be something to relish. Let me change gears a little bit. The question on teammates that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
If, say, Will was in the UFC, which we expect him to at some point.
He will be.
In the very near future. He's on the cusp of it. I truly believe that. And the matchup was between the both of you, so to say. Would both of you compete because of how close you are, or Will is somebody you'd never compete with in that sense?
I believe this would be a conversation that we would have. I don't think that will ever come to fruition. That even if we're speaking in like a fantasy, but even a realistic sense, I don't think that would ever happen because he's a pure 185er and I'm a pure 205er looking to go up. There may come a time when he does look to go up, but that'll be, I don't think that'll happen for another 5 or 6 years, for him. And that's looking towards the end of my career. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think certain things would overlap in terms of that sense. And like I said, he is my brother. It'll be something that we would have to just speak about because what money are we being offered? What things are at stake? I think the fact that we train together with my dad would make things like that very difficult to put out there. I believe I'll always be for my brother. You know what I mean? I want him to progress and do the best that he can, and obviously the same for myself. So, like I say, those things are always very difficult to think what would happen in that situation. I believe if it's your teammate or someone that's under the same management or something like that. Like I say, at the end of the day, competition's competition. You know who each other is. It's like let the best man win. It's like sparring. You go hard in sparring, but you kiss and hug, and you're cool afterwards. So I think it'll be something along that sort of situation. Do you know what I mean? If the price is right, and if both agree to the terms, and if everything's all amicable in terms of that sense, but I just don't see it happening just because we train so closely with each other. And we train under the same guidance. Where would the guidance come from his side or my side? Do you know what I'm saying? So it would definitely be a very weird one, is all I'm saying. Although there's situations where, like I say, how much money is being paid and what I mean, come on, man. It's a very difficult one, I think. And unless that situation would ever roll about, I don't think we would ever know how we would treat that situation. Right?
Right. I mean, I only asked that because I was going to get your take on the Merab and Aljo situation. So that's why I kind of prefixed it with like you and Will sort of thing, and you know how close both of them are, and they're now in a situation where you know Merab is being offered these opportunities, and he's not looking to take those opportunities because of the love and respect and you know the brotherhood he has with Aljo. And I know you and Will kind of have similar. So that's why I was trying to get your perspective and your take.
Well, look, if it's for a belt, may the best man win. I mean, if it's for a belt, may the best man win. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, you trained with each other, you know each other, but at the end of the day, you go in there, you treat it like any other fight. You know, you're trying to take each other out, but then as soon as it's like when Vitor Bell fought for Lyoto Machida, I believe it would be something like that. You know, Lyoto Machida knocked him out, but the respect that was shown afterwards, everything leading up to a fight is all war and obviously trying to take what's yours and trying to test yourself and trying to test yourself in the cage and with all these different other factors that go into it mentally as well as physically. And then obviously afterwards, it's all love and respect, man. This is what happens. You just almost fought it out. Do you know what I mean? It's like a sparring session where you're going hard against each other, but then, you know, someone may have caught one good shot or someone, you know, you get your frustrations rise and, you know, your energies rise. And then, but as soon as the bell's done, good sparring. Like that was a good time. So it'd be something like that. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's for a belt. I mean, listen, if you know, with their situation, if it's a fight for the belt, just go for it, man. Go ahead, go get your money, go get your. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, look, if they have to fight each other, cool. We'll just see who's better, see who wins the belt. That's cool. Like we're still trying to help each other. Do you know what I'm saying? Either way, you're both getting paid. Either way, you're both getting in the spotlight, and it's just a case of okay, who does better on the day? That's it.
Yeah. And it's kind of difficult for certain people to see, and it's just one of those. Man, I'm here to see how he eventually gets resolved. Whether Merab will end up taking the fight, taking the opportunity, because it's kind of pissing Dana off at this point. You know,
but this is another thing. I understand, obviously, you know, in terms of the company and moving the division forward, if that's the only fight that makes sense, then it's just got to happen. There's guys that I know that I've fought, you know, that have been under the same management as mine, and they fought each other. There's no disrespect to the other guy. You're trying to get yours. That's all it is. It's competition, you know. Being able to separate the two for competition, friendship and competition is it's just a normal thing, man. You know what I mean? It's just I think it's something where at the end of the day you go in, you see who's the better man, and that's it.
Yeah,
simple as that. Afterwards, there's going to be no animosity at all. At the end of the day, yeah, you can be like, oh damn, I lost that one, but hey, it's your brother.
Yeah,
you still be happy for him. Do you know what I mean? No matter what the situation. And same would go, you know, then be happy for you if it went that way around, you know?
100%. Let me ask you this question. Is there a fighter, you know, that you know, past or present, I'd say more past, that you look up to, you know, that inspires you and just wants you to get you to the very pinnacle of your career? Who gives you such inspiration?
I've actually got 3 names in mind.
Oh, please.
So obviously my dad being one of them. John Jones, as always, greatest of all time. I got to train with him when I was 22. And George St. Pierre. One thing that really sticks out for me is that Gordon Ryan made a quote and said that, you know, when he's been training with John Jones, he's not the best wrestler. He's not the cream of the crop grappler. He's not the best striker, but he blends it so well together. and he compared John Jones with GSP, and said that those two are like the masters, like the wizards of being able to blend everything together. But that is MMA. That is what MMA is. You know, guys who've trained jiu-jitsu all their life and train it all the time are going to be better than you at jiu-jitsu if you're doing MMA. Because MMA, you've got to split between jiu-jitsu, wrestling, striking. You've got to split your focus. Those guys can just focus on one thing and one thing only. So they're going to get better and better every single day. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I would say. Those, you know, my dad was able to adapt. Do you know what I mean? He was able to put everything together. So was John Jones. So was GSP. And they're always striving to be the best. They're always striving to be the best at each art. But they know that it's a long shot unless they literally just focus all their time on it. In MMA, you just got to be able to put it all together, and that will inevitably get you the win. Can you take the guy down? Can you work him on the floor? Can you strike with him as well? Because when you're able to beat their main strengths with your overall level of acuity and ability, it makes it a whole different fight. And those are guys that I definitely look up to. Also with George St. Pierre being bullied, you know, being the nice guy, but then still going out there and doing what he has to do. John Jones as well, actually having a bit of a dark side, but at the same time, able to go and do the job. He's still a very lovely guy as well. So yeah, there's many things that I look up to and I'm inspired by those guys. And like I say, I feel like those things have rubbed off on me, and I hope they rub off on me even more as I move forward in my career. You know, I'm probably towards starting the second half of my career now. So I believe that this is the start of the second half, is the start of a better, new, improved, much wiser version of myself. So I'm looking forward to that. And the lessons just keep coming, and it's very invigorating.
Yeah, man, 100%. I want to get this one in here. So we just spoken about you, obviously breaking into the top 15, and then the next guy that's ranked above you is the next guy that you want. Say we fast forward all of those guys, and you now in the top 5, maybe top 3. Jiří and Alex Pereira, they're there. Hypothetical. Those are the 2 guys now that you can face. Given the opportunity, which one of those 2 would you want to be in the octagon with, and why?
Both of them, man. Like, to me, it doesn't matter who the face is. If it's for a belt, it's for a belt. Like, it doesn't matter what style. You got to adapt and overcome. Both of them are dangerous. Both of them have their strengths. Both of them have their weaknesses. Same as me. But it's, you know, it's having to find the concoction or the formula in order to take away their strengths and pull them into their weaknesses and take over. At the end of the day, both of them, man, I'd like to fight all of them. It's not just 2 of them. It's everyone in the division. Do you know what I'm saying? I just want to fight them all. You know, I want to test myself against them all. I want to test myself against every single style. I've got to take them all out. Do you know what I mean? Until there's no one left. That is the mentality. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. It's everyone, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. 100%. I love this mentality, the motivation and the ambition to just go and conquer all. And that's a gladiator mindset right there, man. You know what I mean? We love it. We love it. It wouldn't be a Mody interview if we didn't talk about Arsenal real quick.
I knew it was coming.
It would be a Mody interview if we didn't talk about Arsenal real quick.
Bro, we've been doing well. The only thing that I'm annoyed about is there's only one team that's above us, mate.
It's annoying, isn't it?
And of all those teams, it's got to be the complete opposite of what we are. Do you know what I mean? Like, as much as I hate to say that Tottenham are number 1 at the minute, but I mean, Arsenal have been playing well. I mean, They lost in group stages though of the
the
Champions League.
Yeah, that's the only loss of the season.
But they've been smashing it otherwise. Do you know what I'm saying? So you got to be pretty proud of what Arsenal are able to do this season. We're still quite early. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty more games to be played. There's plenty more fixtures to be unfolded. But for the time being, they are showing, like the seasons before, the glimpses of like amazing things that they can do if everyone's switched on and doing the right thing. So, you know, it's exciting. And I'm just kind of looking forward to see what the future brings. Yeah. It's a good start. Now we just got to keep it going. And like I say, just keep building on that and overtake bloody Tottenham.
I mean, for so many years, so many seasons, it was almost, you could almost say it's difficult just being an Arsenal fan. But in the current climate that we're in today, are you enjoying it? We beat Man City for the first time since God knows when.
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to bring up. The winner over Man City. I mean, that's a big deal. Again, I know it's quite early, but at the same time, it's just nice to see, like I say, glimpses of like the old Arsenal, like, you know, being now that they're like a stable at the top of the league. Do you know what I'm saying? Like now they're coming back to those glory days. You know, there were times when we were like, oh, 6th to 4th, like, do you know what I mean? Kind of like, you know, exactly, like we're slipping, we're dipping, but now we're coming back up. And like I say, it's very exciting for the future. Like I say, I mean, they will break through at some point, and it may be this season, it may be next season, you know, but it's definitely going to happen at some point. I believe we will be champions of the league very soon. And yeah, man, I mean, what better time to be an Arsenal fan? Like I say, I was always that guy who supported that team all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like Arsenal came up, I'm like, yep, that's my team. Even when they were doing crap, everyone's like, oh yeah, get on the hype train of Man City and stuff like that. And I'm just like, nah, mate. Like, listen, even though we're doing bad, that's what you do. You support your team. Do you know what I'm saying? So they got a lot, you know, they got money being put into the team. And yeah, like I say, it's exciting. What can I say? For me, it's an exciting time to be an Arsenal fan because there's many things that you can look forward to see how they can progress as a team within the next coming years.
Yeah, that's the best part because, like you said, you know, the team is so young. The likes of Saka, Martinelli, all these young players, you know, that's coming into the team. We've just got Declan Rice. Declan Rice has been fantastic in the 2 Manchester games that we played. They scored against Manchester United, big performance against Manchester City. And like you said, you know, it's what can they do? That's the exciting part about it, and that's what makes it brilliant being an Arsenal fan right now. And I want to thank you so much for your time. Again, you're always generous with your time with the 5 Week Show. I really appreciate it. And yeah, man, where can have people go and look for your merch and stuff like that you know that you got going? Where can people find
I'm actually building a website with a good friend of mine. I believe it's balticgladiator.com, but I'll post those up later on when everything gets up and running properly. But I'll have merchandise with Baltic Gladiator stuff, some really cool things that are being in the pipeline. Like I say, for me, you got to get the victories, then things will come. So for me, get this victory out of the way, then I can start working on a couple of things, even more so, like that, for example. But mainly, everyone knows my Instagram at ModyB24, Twitter at Baltic Gladiator, TikTok at Baltic Gladiator. There'll be lots more stuff being posted over the next couple of weeks leading into the fight. So stay tuned for those. There's a lot of cool things gonna be put up over these next couple of weeks, like I say, leading up to the fight. And yeah, as exciting as things are for Arsenal, there's exciting times for the Baltic Gladiator as well. and I'm really looking forward to go out here and putting on my best performance to date. Very cliche of me to say, but at the same time, I do feel this is where my skill set, along with lack of disturbances in injuries, is gonna pay dividends for sure.
Yeah, man. 100%. We're definitely going to be supporting you as always, like we always do. We're going to be rooting for you. We're sharing all your posts, and people go and check out his page. We're going to have the link in the description, and whatever you need to do to support Big Mody, get over there right now. He is the man. He's going to the top. You've heard it from him. He's out to beat everybody. He's claiming scalps everywhere, and that's what Big Mody is about. We love you so much on this channel, and we just want to see you continue to do great things, and you know, to basically we ride it till the wheel fall off, man. That's what we're here for, brother.
Like I said, I love you too, mate. Honestly, the support has been absolutely amazing. You've always been my guy. You've always been my guy to do these podcasts and everything. And yeah, I really like it, mate. It brings invigoration and fire to my belly. And yeah, mate. What can I say? You're just a cool guy. When you got two cool guys on a pod talking all that stuff, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Can't go wrong, can it?
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. You always get up your time, and I'm not going to take any more of it now. I got to get you out of here and up onto the next video, people. We're out. Salutes.
You're the man. You're the man.
Big up. Big love.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week Show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.